Good day, students. I hope everybody is doing good. Today, our main strand is geometry and measurement. Our substrands here is measurement. Under the measurement, we are going to talk about the capacity. So you demonstrate an understanding of capacity by describing the relationship between the capacity and volume. These lessons have been taken from the new curriculum of Basic 5. Strand number 3, substrand 3, content standard 2, indicator 4. When you talk about the capacity is the amount of liquid that a container can take. The amount of liquid that a container can take, which means that the capacity is the liquid itself. So the capacity of a liquid is measured in liters and milliliters. Capacity of liquid is measured in liters and milliliters. Let's see the difference between the liters and milliliters here. The larger quantities of liquids are measured in liters, and then the smaller quantities of liquids are also measured in milliliters. We said the capacity is the amount of liquid that a container can take. When you talk about a liquid, liquid means what? It means a substance that can flow. So the capacity of liquid is measured in liters and milliliters. The larger quantities of liquids are measured in liters, and the smaller quantities of liquids are also measured in what? Milliliters or mils. Now, let's see the standard or the difference between the milliliter and liter here. We said the liters of what liquids are in largest quantities, while milliliters are liquid in smaller quantity. For every 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. Mathematically, 1,000 mils is equal to 1 liter. So it's obviously that you can see some pure waters are 500 mils, others drinks are also 500 mils, and others also differ from that. So the capacity we stated earlier on says what? The amount of liquid, okay, that a container can take. So let's quickly solve one or two examples concerning about how to change from milliliters to liters and how to change from liters to milliliters. For example, change the following milliliters to liters. We have the 500 milliliters or 500 mils. We are going to change the 500 mils to liters. And then we have the 4,000 mils to liters and 50 mils to liters. So let's solve it. You write your solution here. You write your solution, and then you state the standard or the difference between what? The liters and milliliters first. And per our lesson, we have learned that for every 1,000 mils here, is equal to 1 liter. Now, because you want to change the 500 mils to liters, then you start recording. So once you have stated the standard, which means that every 1000 mils is equal to 1 liter, or 1000 mils here, 1000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So because you want to change the 500, all this area here, all these area here are called the milliliters, and all this area here is also are called what? Liters. So if you want to change 500 after stating the standard, therefore you record the 500 mils under the what? Under the area of the mils, and then you create it by the unknown letter because you don't know the letter for that. Okay, good. So always you must state the standard first. So once you state the standard first, then you start recording under each area of mils or of liters. Now let's proceed. So then, because we want to change the 500, we have to record the 500 under the mils here. So we have the 500 mils is equal to, we don't know the letter, so let's put any letter to represent the letters. So you can use the A letter. Okay, good. Once you have done, then you do your cross multiplication. Your cross multiplication, the coefficient here will multiply this, and then the coefficient here will multiply that. Now, which means you get a linear equation in this form. So the first 1000 will multiply the A, okay, which must be equal to 500 multiplied by what? By 1. The coefficient of 1 liter here is 1. Then the next step, you have the 1000 times A is 1000 A, which is equal to 500 times 1 is 500. Okay, because we use letter to represent the unknown, so you have to find the A, but the A is attached by 1000, so you divide both sides by the number attached to the letter that we choose to represent the unknown. So the number attached to that is 1000, so you divide both sides here by 1000 so that the A will be free here. So you divide this side by 1000, and then here too by 1000. Okay, then let me bring my sign here. You divide this side and this side by 1000. Okay, now once you have done, then you do the cancellation. The 1000 that attached the A will take care of the 1000 that is attached to this one, so that the A will be free. Now you can also use cancel the last digit here. The 0 here will take care of this 0, and then the last 0 here, the next 0 will also take care of the next 0 will also take care of this one. Now what is left here is A is equal to 5/10. Okay, So the 5/10 here, then you write the fraction for that. So once you say the 5/10, the fraction here, because it's over 10, whether you use the long division, or you can also, because it's over 10, you can also use this method to write them in the fraction form. Okay, and that one you have to. So now the A is equal to, then because over 10, you bring the 1 0, and then the 5 will be here. Okay, good. Now, then because it's divided by 10, you're going to make only one movement from the back here. Okay, good. And the point will be here. Okay, because it's over 10, you first bring the 1 0 in front of the numerator, and then you bring the numerator next, and then you count the number of zero to make a movement from each steps. Okay, so that because here is only one, the point will be 0.5 liters. Now the answer is 0.5 liters. Okay, good. Or you can also use long division to solve this one. Once you have gotten the 5/10, you put the 5 outside the box, and the 10 will be the box. Okay, so the 5 is the numerator, so the 5 will be in the box, and then the 10 will be outside here. Okay, then you start sharing the 5 among the 10 people. 10 sharing 5 is what? It can't be possible, because 10 people can't share 5. So that day they receive what? 0. Okay, good. So in order to check whether there has been some remainders to share the next day, use the 0 here to multiply the 10. So 0 times 10 will give you what? 0. When you subtract to check whether there's a remainder, because they did not share the 5, definitely the 5 will be the remainder. So when you subtract the 0 from the 5, here remains 5. Okay, good. So this is the remainder that you will share the next day. The next day, because there's nothing to drop down here, there's no number here to share, then you call for what? A point. The point will be added 0 to this one. Then the number is now sufficient to share among the 10. Then sharing 50 is 5. Okay, to check whether there will still be a remainder, use the 5 to multiply the 10 and subtract it from the 50. 5 times 10 is what? 50. Then when you subtract here, you get 0, 0. Okay, so therefore the answer here is what? 0.5 liters. So that is 0.5 liters. Good. Let's solve the other one. So the other one here, you write your solution here. Okay, because the solution has been stated, then you first state the what? The difference between the mils and the liters. So you have 1000 mils is equal to 1 liter. okay? Because you are changing the 4,000, so you have to record the 4,000 mils under the 1,000 mils, okay? So here will be 4,000 mils is equal to, we don't know, so let's put any letter. Y liter, okay? Good. Once you have done in this form, then you do your cross multiplication. Do your cross multiplication. The coefficient here will multiply this, and then the coefficient will also multiply that. Now, you will get your linear equation in this form, which means the 1,000 multiplying what? The y must be equal to the 4,000 multiplying the 1. When we're done, the 1,000 times y is 1,000 y must be equal to the 4,000. Because you want to find the y, you divide both sides by the number attached to the y, and that is 1,000. So you divide both sides here by 1,000, and here too by 1,000. Okay, so divide this side here by 1,000, and here too by 1,000. Okay, once you have done, you do your cancellations. To cancel the 1,000 that is attached to the y will cancel the 1,000 that is here. Now the y is free. The last zero here will cancel the last zero here. The next zero here will cancel the next zero here. The next zero here will also cancel this one. Now y is equal to 4 over 1 over 1, and that is 4 liters. Okay, so here the y is 4 over 1, and any number divided by 1 is the same as what? 4, or the same as that number. So now 4,000 mils to liters is 4 liters. Okay, good. Then let's solve the other one, 50 mils. Now, when you have the 50 mils here, you state the standard between what? The mils and then the liters. So we have 1,000 mils here is equal to 1 liter. Okay, because you want to change the 50 mil, you have to record the 50 mil under the mils. Okay, so here will be the 50 mil here, 50 mil, then equal to, you don't know, so you can put any letter to represent the letter for the 50 mil. So let's put the x. Okay, that's x letter. Okay, to represent that. Then you do your cross multiplication. You do your cross, this one multiply this, and this one to multiply that. Now always use the coefficient to multiply. So here now you have your linear equation. You have the 1,000 times the x, okay? $1,000 times the x must be equal to the 50 times the 1, okay? So when you do the cross multiplication, and here the 1,000 times x is 1,000 x, which is equal to the 50. Because we want to find the x, not 1,000 x, we divide both sides by 1,000, okay? Here 2 by 1,000, okay? So let me bring my division sign here. Divide this side by 1,000, here 2 by 1,000. Now, this 1,000 will cancel this 1,000. Now, x is free. The last 0 here will take out the last 0 here. Okay, good. Now we have x is equal to 5 over 100. Okay, and then 5 over 100, you can either use the other method whereby the x is equal to, because it's over 100, you put the 2 zeros in front of the numerator, okay? In front of the numerator, and then you make a movement, 2 steps movement from the back, okay? So let me write my division sign here. So you make a movement, 2 steps, because of the 2 0, make 2 steps here. 1, 2, okay? The point will be here. Therefore, x is equal to 0.05 liters. 0.05 liters. Or you can either use long division to solve this one, whereby the 5 will be in the box. The 5 here will be in the box, and then the 100 will be outside the box to divide the 5. So if 100 people are sharing 5, each receive nothing, and that is 0. Okay, then to confirm whether there will still be a remainder, use the 0 that you receive to multiply the number of them. So 0 times 100 will give you what? 0. And then when you subtract, the remainder is what? 5. Okay, good. Now, because this one is the remainder that will be added to the previous one or the next item to share, and because there's nothing to drop down here, you call for a point. Okay, you call for a point. The point will be added 0 to this one, making it sufficient. But now still, 100 sharing 50, you will still not be able to get what or share the 50. So they will still receive what? 0. Okay, and then use the 0 here to multiply the 100, and they still getting the 0. So when you subtract the 0 from the 50, you still get what? 50 here as another remainder. Because there's nothing here to drop it down again, this time you're not going to call for a point. The same point will still add 10 to this one here, making it 500. It's now possible that the 100 can share the 500. So 100 sharing 500 is 5. Okay, good. Now To confirm whether after sharing this, there's going to be a remainder, use the 5 to multiply the 100. 5 times 100 will give you 500 here. Okay. Then when you subtract this 500, you get 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now it's obvious that the answer here is what? 0.05. Or it's either you the shortcut, because it's divided by the zeros, 10, 100, you put the number of zeros or the remaining zeros in front of the numerator, and then you count the number of zeros to make a movement from the back. Okay, and you still get your answer, and the answer is 0.05 liters. Okay, let's quickly solve the other option. Now change the following letters to milliliters or mils. Okay, ml. Now we're going to change 8 letters. So to change 8 letters here, you write your solution first. So let me write my solution here. Write your solution first here. Then you put them here. Because you want to change from letters to what? Milliliters, you must state the difference between the letters and milliliters here. And you know, for every 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. Then, because this time you want to change from liters, so the liters have been given to us, so you have to record it under the liters. So this time you record here, yes, equal sign. So here will be the liters. So you have to record 8 liters here. And because you don't know the mils for the 8 letter, you can choose any letter. The A mils, okay, or A milliliters to represent the what? The unknown here. Okay, good. Now, once you are done the same procedure, do your cross multiplication. Okay, do your cross multiplication. This one multiply this, and this one to multiply that. Now let's see how our linear equation will be. Now we have the 1,000 multiplying the 8. So we have the 1,000 multiplying the 8, which is equal to the A multiplying the 1. Okay, good. Now, when you multiply the 1,000 by 8, you get the 8,000, which is equal to 1A. Okay, 8 times 1 is 1A. Now to find the A, divide both sides by the number attached to the A, and that is 1. So divide here by 1, and then divide here 2 by 1. Divide both sides by the number attached to the letter. Now, let me bring my division sign here. So it means you're going to divide the entire number here by 1, here 2 by 1. So that this one here will take care of this one, okay? Now A is free, okay? So now A is equal to 8,000 over 1, which is the same as 8,000. 8,000 those, okay? 8,000 those here. Good. Now So 8,000, any number divided by 1 is the same as that number, and therefore, so 8 liters to milliliters is what? 8,000 mils, okay, or 8,000 milliliters. Now let's change this one to, now the 0.2 liters, you state the standard, okay? You state the standard between what? Between the liters and then milliliters. We still have the 1,000 milliliters here is equal to 1 liter. Then because you want to find the 1.2 liters, then it means we don't know the milliliters. So you can put any letter to represent that. So you can choose the Y. The Y mils is equal to 1.2 liters. Okay. So always record the liters under the liters, and then you call the mils under the mils. Now, the unknown here, you choose a letter to represent that. Because of this, you have to do your cross multiplication. Okay. Now we are going to do our cross multiplication here. This one multiply this, and this one multiply that. Now we do away with the units. So the numbers will multiply, that is the coefficients here. Now let's see our linear equation. The linear equation here is 1,000 multiply what? 1.2. 1,000 multiply the 1.2 here, which is equal to the y multiply what? The 1. Okay, good. Now the 1.2. So here you have to change the 1.2 to fraction. Okay, so you get 1,000 times 1.2 to fraction here. You have to indicate the decimal numbers here. Here it start with the tens. The decimal numbers start with the place value here start with the 10. Okay, while the whole number here start with the ones. So which means that decimal number you have to remove the point. So unless you divide by 10 before the point will be out there. Okay, good. So the entire number here is going to be divided by 1, divided by 10. So you have the 12 over 10 is equal to 1y. Okay, good. Now, when you divide both sides, you divide by 10 so that the fraction will be out from the number. And now, every whole number here is over 1. Then, you are multiplying the 1,000 by 12 over 10. The 0 here will cancel the 0 here. Okay, now we have what is left here is 100 times 12, okay, which is equal to 1y, okay. And here the remaining numbers left also here is 1 times 1, okay, good. So now you have this one. Let me bring the division bar. So the division bar here, what is left is that 100 times 12 over 1, the 1 here, and the 1 left here. So the next line, that will be 1200 equal to 1y. Then we divide both sides by the number attached to the letter, and that is over 1 here. That is over 1. Okay. Now, therefore, y is equal to 1200 mils. Okay. Good. Now, when you divide both sides by the number, this one here will take out this one. And any number divided by 1 is the same as that. That is why y is equal to 1200 what? Mils. Okay, good. Now, 0.660 liters, you're going to change this one to mils. So you first state the standard, okay? Good. State the standard. And now we know for 1000 mils is equal to 1 liter. Okay, and because you are changing the 0.660 liters, which means you don't know the mils, okay, so you use any letter to represent that. So you can choose letter like the T, the small letter T, mils here, which is equal to the 0.660 liters. Okay, good. Then once you have done, always you state the standard, the difference between the mils and the liters. Then once you have done, you do your cross multiplication. Okay, then you get your linear equation on a line here. So we have the 1000 multiplying what? The 0.660. Okay, which is equal to the small t multiplying what? The 1, the coefficient, because when you do the cross multiplication, that is how it's going to be. And therefore, once the decimals are multiplied the 1000, you need to change the decimal to what? To the fraction. So our next line will be 1000 times. So let's check the decimal for this one here. So always you have to indicate the decimal numbers here, the last decimal number here. We said the decimal numbers are the numbers after the point. So here, they always also start with the tens. So tens here is 100, and here is what? 1000. Okay, here is 1000. So which means you are going to divide the entire number here by 1000. The whole number here start with ones. Okay, so we have the whole number, which is the 1, but we have to remove the points. That is why we divide the entire number by the last digit of the decimal here, the place value digit of that, and it's what is 1000. So the entire number 0.660 is going to be divided by what? 1000, so that we eradicate the point from this number here. Now, which means here is going to be 60660 over 1000, so that the fraction will be out here for 1000, would then equal to 1t. Okay, so let me write now. That is that. Okay, and every whole number here is over 1. Now we have the 1000 times any number that begin with 0 is the same as that. So you can also rewrite this one in this form. We have the 1000 times 660 or to 1t. Here is over 1 and here is over 1000. Okay. So this is how the fractions of 1000, and this is how this one will be. Okay, so I can also join these two. Okay, now let's do the cancellation here. The last 0 here will cancel the last 0 here. Okay, and then the last 0 here will also cancel the last 0 here. The last 0 here will also cancel the last 0 here. Okay, good. Now the number left here is 10 times 56, which is equal to 1t all over 1. No? It's the same as that, so which is equal to 1t. And then we have 10 times this is what 660 is equal to 1t. Then divide this side by the number attached to the letter. Okay, here 2 by 1. Now t is equal to 660 mils. Okay, good. Now let me bring my division sign here. Divide here by the number so that the t will be free. Okay, therefore the t is what 660 mils. Are you okay? Good. Now aside this, we have the shortcut to calculate the other ones. So let's try the other one here. For finding this one, the 8 liters, there's no shortcut for that. But for the decimals, when you're dealing with the decimals, so let me write the solution first here. Write the solution. That is the lazy man approach. So here you state the standard. Okay, you have the 1000 mils here is equal to 1 liter. Then because you want to record the 1.2 liters here, then you have to record it under the liters. So which means you don't know the mil. So you can choose the small letter A to represent the mils here, which is equal to 1.2 liters. Now you do your cross multiplication. Okay, you do your cross multiplication. This one multiply this one to multiply that. Now let's see our linear equation here. Now we have the 1000 multiplying the 1.2 equal to the A multiplying the 1. Okay. Now because we are multiplying the 1000 by 1.2, we don't want to change the 1.2 to common fractions and do our cancellation. You can also find a way to remove the point out here. So this point here need to be out to this side. Okay, so we need to move this point out here, and each step will cancel 1 0. So now because the point is here, So when you move it out here, it will cancel 1 0. Each step will cancel 1 0. So this step here, the one that you have done here will cancel the 1 0. So the next digit left here is what? 100 times. Now the point is no more in the figure. So it's 12 equal to 1A. Okay. Then the 1200 equal to 1A. Then you divide both sides here by the letter, by the number attached to the letter here. So which is here by 1 and here by 1. Okay. So that you can cancel them. Now you divide both sides by 1. This one will take care of this. Therefore, the A is equal to 1200 mils. Okay, good. Now the other one here, you state the difference. You state the difference here between the liters and the mils. Okay, so now the difference here is what? For every 1000 mils here is equal to 1 liter. 1 liter. Then, because you want to change the 0.660 liters, so which means you don't know the mils here, you can also choose letters to represent that. Small letter to represent the mils here, then which must be equal to the 0.660 liter. Okay, then you do your cross multiplication. Once you have done, do your cross multiplication here. Okay, you do your cross, this one multiply that, this one will multiply that. Okay, now the 1000 is multiplying the 0 point. Now we have the 1000 times 0.660, which is equal to the y times the 1. Okay, good. Now, because you don't want to change the decimal fraction here to common fraction and do our cancellation, we can also use the lazy man approach here to remove the point from the numbers without changing them, which means each step that you're going to make here is going to make what? Cancel the 1 zeros of the 1000 or reduce the number of zeros here. So let's start here. So now the point is here. So you're going to make sure that the point will be outside here. So this is the point. We are going to move the point to this side, okay? So once you make each movement, you can't move twice. So you move one and then you cancel one of the 0 of the 1000. So let's start. So this one here will move to this side, then it will take 1 0 off. Then the point still in the number, so you have to move another one to cancel this one off. Still, the point still in the number, you move it one here and to cancel the 0 off. Now the point is out there, okay? The point is still not in the number, so the point has been here. So let's write the number that's left. So you have the 1 left over there, multiply the, because there's no point, you have the 0.660, okay? Which is equal to 1y. And any number that begin with a zero is the same as begin with a zero without point is the same as that. So 660 times 1 the same as 660, which is equal to 1y. Find the y, divide both sides by the number attached to the y. So divide here by 1, and here 2 by 1. Okay, therefore y is equal to 660. Are you okay? Good. Now here you divide this side, you divide this one, so that the 1 will cancel the 1. And now any number divided by 1 here is the same as that. So the y is equal to 660 mils. Okay, good. So that is the lazy way of solving number that deal with the decimals when you are changing from the liters to milliliters. Okay, good. Thank you for watching. See you.